Hey y'all, it's Neal again. So I've been trying to kind of, I don't know how to put this, like produce a new show. So, I mean, I know it's 2023, and by now we should have some sort of app or some sort of, I don't know, artificial assistant uh, to where I can peruse the news and report on it live. Uh, But I gotta tell you, the more I dig, the less I know. So, in typical Neal fashion here, I'm just gonna go ahead and wing it. I just want to talk a little bit about some of the news stories that I have come across recently. So, without further ado, this is going to be a tentative launch of the news commentary. Now, as we go forward, there may be maybe some picture in picture windows and things of that nature. That was the goal. However, unfortunately, I just have no idea what the hell I'm doing. So, we're just going to go based on old Neal's trusty old memory. So, couple of news stories that I wanted to talk about mainly. There's been a lot of things going on. First and foremost, our beloved George Santos has been expelled from Congress. Yeah, expelled from Congress. Now, if that don't make sense to you, then you're in the right place because it don't make sense to me. How can you get voted in and then voted out by other people that were voted in? I mean, if that don't spell conspiracy, then I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, the writing's on the wall, folks. So there's that. And not to mention, the unfortunate. Now, people don't want to say it was assassination, but the assassination of Henry Kissinger. Now, people are like, "Oh, it was old age. He was 100." Now, what I say is that it was an inside job. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Somebody on the inside knew something. Uh, there's just no reason for the unexpected longevity of this man's lifespan. I mean, there's no way. So, we'll be looking into that. I believe it has a lot to do with, anonymous letters, specifically Q's, Z's, Y's. But the most important question here is why, right? I think we can all agree on that. All right, so moving forward, some of the other topics that have been in the news this week have been, well, oh boy. So this is why Neal needs to figure out the old technology. Maybe I'll hire myself a producer. Uh, but anyway, one of the other big things that had occurred this week was Israel is still mad, and so is Palestine. I mean, how can you disagree with them being mad at each other? I mean, I'd be mad at somebody who was violently mad at me all the time. So it's one of those things that you just kind of gotta, I don't know, maybe maybe just hug it out. I don't know. I old Neal's not a old Neal's not a negotiator or whatever. But yeah, so there's that in the news. That is less than ideal. We also got over in Ukraine, and this is one that hits close to home. They are still not uh, accepting the Russian uh, engagement of their. Is it engagement? What's the word I'm looking for? I got. Is it? Uh, I can't remember. They're just anyway. Basically, the long and short of it is Russia wants to come on over and invade and overthrow the Ukrainian government, and Ukraine does not want them to do that. And so, as you might imagine, that leads to a little bit of tit for tat, as my granddad used to call it. But those were simpler times. So yeah, now if we could just figure out a way for everybody to stop, you know, upsetting each other, I think that would be a peaceful resolution. But it so far don't look good. Uh, Over in Australia, there's some coral reefs. Now, apparently, these things have been around for like 100 years or more, and they're starting to get like withered, and people are really starting to find concern in that. I mean, I don't know much about the reefs. I just know that I don't live near them, and I mean, what can I help? What can I do to help? Right? I'll stop throwing soda bottles in the ocean. If that's what I got to do, I'll do it for the sake of Mother Nature. Uh, yeah, I mean, what else has been happening here? We're in the month of December, right? Coming back around. Looks like winter wonderland is upon us once again. The war on Christmas, of course, still in full clip. Uh, they have not been able to achieve a peaceful resolution on whether or not the war on Christmas is going to rage on forever. How many lives will it take? How many births? I mean, I thought this was about, the births of the Jesuses and the Christs, and now it's like everybody's like, yeah, but I like Tickle Me Elmo, or wow, but I gotta have this, turkey dinner, and just now everybody's fighting, and I don't even understand it. I mean, why can't you just just maybe like do a high five or something? I don't know. Man, remember the high five? It used to be the thing that like kids did. It was like that, but like with somebody else, they would make this sound, clap. Man, that was cool. But it was simple time. But lately, we just kind of gotta get by. All right, we're running out of corn. We're running out of fields. We're running out of hay. We're running out of horses. Uh, you know, you won't believe this. There's an island just south of Maryland there that is just inhabited by just ancient, mystical, magical horses. But they're dying too now, apparently. So because there's just so uh, trying to find a little good news though. I was trying to look around on the old interwebs and see if I could find maybe a heartwarming, peaceful story, one that'll uplift us all. And I mean, so far it's just been hit or miss. One time, I read this story about where a seagull, he like took somebody's Chick-fil-A, and then like he dropped it, and like a homeless guy found it, and then what I mean, one thing led to another, and the guy who was like, oh man, well, the Lord works in mysterious ways, and he let the homeless guy keep the Chick-fil-A. I mean, that's a heartwarming You know, I mean, who doesn't love that one? But you just gotta keep on keeping on, right? I mean, every day there's bound to be some bad news. Sometimes some bad news can turn into good news. One time I had a lady steal my shoes from outside the men's locker room at the LA Fitness in Canton, Ohio. And when I chased her down and we talked about why she had stolen my shoes, she just said they weren't your shoes and that was the ladies' room. And then I realized that, like, maybe sometimes the problem is me. Because you know what? They weren't my shoes. And whether or not that was the ladies' room, it's not my decision to make. But, well, you just gotta find a silver lining, right? Find a shades of gray. That's what my granddad used to always say. He'd say, find a silver linings, find a shades of gray. And I didn't really know what he was talking about. He was, I don't know, always yelling about something. You know how it was. Back in the day, things were easier. People just yelled, what they wanted from you, and you did it. And then, you know, they yelled at you again, and then you just did it again, right? I mean, who can argue with that? Life's easier when you know exactly what the world wants from you, right? Ask not what the world wants from you. Ask yes of what you can give to the world at the expense of your menial existence. And, that really rings true in my heart and soul. Thank you.